Okay guys, just a little quick video to follow up on my last video. Did have a comment. I really should write down who's posting comments. But I did have a comment about kind of like the export process of MD3 files and models. So I'm back here with our little fish model here. And really all you have to do is you just go to Tools, Quake 3 Arena and Generate Control File. And then you can just select a location. So I'll just do this one on the desktop, and you would call it the same name that you're going to call your MD3 file, your model export. So in this case, we'll just call it fish. Okay. And I've set it to automatically open .qc files with Notepad or WordPad. And basically, it just gives you a load of details and variables and stuff in here. The first one is basically just where the model is going to be located with the .md3 extension. So normally it'd be under models. In the case of this, it would be rp end, and then I put it in a folder called personal items, and then it would be called fish. So that's the first one. This contains the thread. This is very important because you might start off without animation data. And then when you animate your model and you want it to animate, you may forget to add these in, which says your frames, your total number of frames in your animations and stuff. That will all be 0 by default. So if you add animation to a model, make sure that you update this information here or generate a new QC file. Then by the groups visible here in the same order, you will have obviously your list of groups here. And this refers to the texture that would be applied. So for example, normally I do the group as the same name as the texture. So you have like small fish 1, remember me naming the texture in the last video, small fish 1. So you'd have clown loach, and what I normally do is I put them in the same folder as the models. So all I would do is just put these across all of these. Now it just so happens I actually have a couple of groups in here that I wouldn't want to export, that are just temporary, like duplicate, duplicate 2. So what I can actually do is I can delete those groups I don't want to export, and that's good for splitting models as well. If you have models with, say, 20 different groups and you want to split them across 2 separate MD3 files, then you could actually just take out the groups that you didn't want and put them into a separate QC file, maybe called fish2, and then you could split it across 2 of them. And then obviously clown loach would just be clown loach because that's the name of the texture file that I have. Blue gourami, tank template, oh that's a group that I wouldn't actually want in there. Small fish 1, and then I would do pleco, and I imagine off the top of my head this should look exactly the same to the one that I actually used. That's how quick and easy it is. Okay, they're in a slightly different order, but you can see that it is basically exactly the same. You can see that I actually have the textures named as fish underscore. That's the texture name. Normally I do it as the same as the group. I don't know why I've chosen to do that unless it was to have all the fish together so I could find them easily in the texture folder. But yeah, you get the point. Then all you would do, of course, is you would just go File, Export, MD3, and you would just export it to fish.md3, and then it would export. If there's a problem with this file, say for example, this is the legit one, isn't it? Say for example I did blue gourami 2 and tried to export it. An error occurred, please check your control file. So you have to make sure that there is a group called blue gourami 2 if you're going to have that in there. Very, very simple process. Hope this is useful to some people. Thank you very much. Have fun.